Go ahead and get this going. Alright, good afternoon, fellow Misfits. Big Bad Jon coming at you live from Misfit Militia HQ out on 51 Bypass. So we've been kicking around for a while now, just actually starting to try and do lives or some kind of video where y'all are actually able to keep up with different product updates, etc. Just learning things about us. And, well, I gotta tell you, talking to a camera's awkward, but figured no time like the present, so I'm brewing myself up a cup of coffee, and we're gonna sit and chat for a little while. First, while that's going, just want to go ahead and reiterate and give a shout out to everyone involved with the Dyersburg Farmers Market. It's been a phenomenal year. You know, we remember quiet period. We remember starting out down there, and it was pretty cool. Just from seeing where we came from at the start, where no one really knew who we were and everything was still brand new, to now where we have a lot of you out here and just the wonderful community we have who keep coming out and supporting us. We can't say thank you enough, both to y'all who've been supporting us and to the people who run it. Special shout out to Bree, again, just for the phenomenal work that she has done down there. So that was a pretty cool thing to wrap up, and just that's what got us thinking, trying to have a way to keep up with y'all. If you're not able to get out here for the morning coffee carts, you know, if you're not able to get out during our normal business hours, if it's just you pick up our products from whether it's a local place like West Tennessee Vapors out here in Dyersburg, or if it's just somewhere else out in Halls, out in Jackson, wherever it is you're finding us, we want you to know that we still appreciate you as fellow Misfits. And part of that is keeping communication open, which is why we're going to go through a list of things here that I wanted to... There's nothing on here. I guess we're just going to ad-lib the whole thing. That's not true. I've got stuff sitting on the side. Anyway, alright, so my coffee's ready. I don't know if y'all have got to try the new Sulawesi yet, but man, quick fun story about that, because we were out in Milan. Someone had asked if we would custom roast the first little bit of Sulawesi for her, and she told us, if you go ahead and roast a full batch, I will buy it all no matter how it comes out. And that's the beauty of what we've tried to establish here at Misfit Militia, is that from that experiment for her, I roasted it way darker than I would have normally planned to, and now here we are with one of the darkest and arguably one of the best roasts that we've ever had. So, small product update and story on that. First off, on that note, I want to go ahead and discuss new origins. So we didn't give an official unveiling of this one. We did give a soft unveiling for those of you who came out and saw us on Saturday. So this is our new El Salvadorian roast. Powder, I barely drank her. Yeah, I know, we are so clever. Shout out to Mad Chasler, who comes up with, who does all of our labeling, all of the design for that, and is constantly outdoing me as the dad joke of man of the group in coming up with all these wonderful puns. If y'all haven't tried it yet, it's very similar to our Ain't Nothing But a Peanut Brazilian 9mm that we had. You notice we were out of 9mm for a little while, and that was because we just didn't happen to find a good one. Real quick, since I can't see the live, yeah, Phil, that's how it came out. That was a complete mistake. My mistake. That was a complete experiment. Sulawesi was never supposed to go that dark. I was going to keep it about the same as the Sumatran. We only went that dark because someone asked, and we are coffee of, by, and for the people, so if y'all ask for it, you're going to get it. And so here's the El Salvadorian. Again, if you haven't tried it, 9mm has consistently been some of our smoothest origins that we've ever put on the shelves. And I've heard it from time and time again from people. Anyone who's looking for a bold flavor, but they don't like something real dark, 9mm is what you go with. So we've got it in all sizes. Y'all come out and get it. Got plenty of it ready for you, and there you go. Alright, so next we want to discuss the new labeling. Now, y'all may have noticed some of it. Josh was hard at work behind the scenes trying to get this rolled out to have ready for the farmers market on Saturday. So y'all know our 12 packs of cartridges. They typically stand upright. And no one's given feedback as to whether they like it or not, but we have looked at these forever and thought they would look a lot more like an ammo can if we could just sit them sideways. So with the hustle and bustle of everything, never quite got to the point of getting that there until, drum roll please, now. So yes, we also changed the label for the Ethiopian, but the big thing to see here is that we've changed the orientation of them to make them look a bit more like an ammo canister. And I don't know what y'all think. Leave a comment either here in the live or just in the actual comments, but let us know. I think it looks a lot more just impressive as a whole. It's just, we not only with that, but we've also updated the back label to start letting y'all know what the best brew strength is. Brew size is in a Keurig based on what you're looking for. So if you like our cartridges stronger, we'd originally designed it for 12-ounce brews, right? But we know a lot of the Keurigs nowadays are 6, 8, 10 if you buy the cheapest one that you could pick up randomly. If you want to get that full flavor, you go with the 10-ounce. If you want something a little bolder that's got a little more of a hit, go ahead and brew with an 8-ounce. Again, this is something we're constantly testing with all origins, and it's panned out so far. And I gotta tell you, it goes really well, that 8-ounce brew, if you do decide to add anything to it. I know, never thought that I would say, go ahead and add something to your coffee. But fact of the matter is, again, it's coffee of, by, and for the people. So if you want to add something to it, you go ahead and add something to it. So again, 10-ounce for just that straight, black, delicious cup. Go for 8 ounces if you want to add something. It gives a nice, pungent coffee hit so that you're never having cream inside the coffee. Alright, so there's the product change there. On top of that, discussing the label changes, you may have noticed our full automatic rifle, that's got a bit of a change. Again, we think it's just got a nice look to it. You know, it's automatic rifle, which, don't get me wrong, everybody loves the eagle flying in the background. We've always had people draw to it. Oh, thank you, Nick. Nick telling us we got the best coffee on the market, hands down. I'll keep my hands down for that. We really like the look of this label a lot better. It screams the name Guatomatic rifle. It's got that rugged look. Same delicious flavor. This isn't a change to the roast itself. This is just a change to packaging. So for the couple other boxes that we do have rotating out of the original label, don't worry, we just sold a bunch of them. People are still loving them just the same. On that same note of packaging changing, our cartridges. So we've wanted them to be able to stand alone, where you don't need the box to be able to see what the roast level is or anything about that, where you could just put it on the shelf and know exactly what it is. So we've gone ahead and updated our cartridges. So not only do you get a nicer looking label with your caliber designation on it, but we've got our Misfit Militia emblem slapped on there on one end, and on the other end we actually give you your coffee rating. So we actually give you your caliber chart, we give you everything. So this is really in mind with a lot of the businesses that we've begun working with, which we'll do future videos outlining and highlighting really the businesses that we do work with. But with them in mind, just having ease for staff to be able to know which is which and not having to keep the boxes around all the time, we went ahead and updated the cartridges. I can never get that right. Alright, so with that, the next new announcement, and y'all have seen trickles of this as we've gone on. One of these types was released, and we've been running with it for a while, but we finally went ahead and jumped up. But you gotta wait until I sip my coffee. Sulawesi. Shout out to Kim and Milan, who was the inspiration for that, as we talked about earlier. I unveil to you the espresso line that we now have. So y'all should recognize our Tanzanian, which we now have caliber designations for and fully filled out. But we have actually gone to now offering them, rather than just having the bags on the shelves, we've got the 4 count and 12 count cartridges of 4 different espressos now. I'm going to warn y'all, these are a little limited. As we've experimented with these, we typically pull them off the end of an Origins run. If we think that the flavors will work better in an espresso, then we'll go ahead and try it. So you got to get your hands on these while we got them, and that's pretty much going to be going forward for all the espresso we have. Some exceptions. Once you see it out there, it's probably going to disappear pretty quickly. So first, Ethiopian, which y'all have only ever seen as our lightest coffee, believe it or not, makes a wonderful espresso. Alright, so, and let me jump real quick to show you. We give the same kind of brew suggestions on here just so y'all know what to expect. Now, I can go into a whole discussion on how long it took me. Let me read this real quick. It's in the labels and the mirrors. Yep. Alright, so I'm guessing there's the camera issue with the labels. Well, we ain't perfect. Come see it in person. That way you can get the full view of it. So with the Ethiopian, so we've got that one, which again, 6 ounces for good flavor. If you want something that tastes like a true espresso shot, 1 for 1, which I pulled shots and tasted these. We all did that side by side. 4 ounces will give you a true double shot. So we've got an Ethiopian one. Y'all already know about the Tanzanian. Then we've got a darker one, Peruvian, and in the middle, our new Ted Nugent. Man, I really like this label. It's pretty wonderful. That one's on Honduran, by the way. So that's our new espresso line, which again, y'all gotta come out and see it. It's pretty good. It's pretty spicy, as we like to say. Next is our soap line. A lot of you have been asking about our soaps, and we appreciate it. We love that everyone has clung to them so much. We've got a lot of other ones in the works. We've brought back the Yo Honey's Gonna Love Yo Buns. We've still got the GSR, the Gunshot Residue. But shout out to Princess Magpul, the new one that she came up with. For all of y'all who love our Biden bags, the infamous discount bag that is, we've also got you a discount soap bar as well, the Joe Biden special. Now, I'm going to make y'all ask Princess Magpul about how she came up with this, because I thought the idea was pretty ingenious. Again, shout out to her, because it's wonderful. We've already had a lot of good feedback from it, just when we did a quiet unveiling of it on Saturday. These are discounted, whereas normally it's $3 for a small bar, $5 for a large bar. These are only 2. That's it. Just 2 little ones, and you get just 2 singles, $2 bills. Can't find a right way to say that. $2 gets you a discount bar of the Joe Biden special, which I actually quite like the smell of, quite honestly. But, I mean, who's surprised? All right. The last thing I want to... Oh, by the way, I should probably remember to mention, for those of you, if somehow you missed it, we did unveil the new Sulawesi roast that I was talking about earlier, which, again, is my personal favorite. I feel bad saying that for the sake of the Sumatran, because that has always been my favorite, but hey, times they are a-changin'. Hats. So we've had a couple discussions with people about hats, and just the 2 or 3 that we'd released, which, I mean, once you get those, they're pretty much gone. We keep trying to jump around and get different designs, different colors, but always keeping the consistency of making them shooter's caps. And what I mean by that is not having the nub on the top of the hat so that when you got your muffs on or whatever, it's digging into your head and hurts. So we did unveil 2 new Cryptek hats, which I gotta say, that's not my Cryptek hat. Woo! But here's one of them, and we can get the other one to show. You'll see more pictures of them posted. But again, they're the same, no nub on the top. They've got our emblem on the front now, though, with the 1776, which again we love. And then you've got the nice pattern on the inside. It's got the sweatband in there. Hats are $25 a piece. And if you catch us on a good day, which is most days, we'll typically do a deal for you if you're packaging it with something else. All you gotta do is ask. But they're nice hats. I unfortunately have a little bit of a small head to where, or misshapen, probably misshapen, to where it doesn't quite sit right on my head. But it totally works. Talking about Sumatran being the OG favorite here in the comments. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Phil. That's been the big thing for me. Between the Sumatran and the Sulawesi, you've got to try them both, because I can see people going on either end of the fence with that one. So the Sumatra being just a little bit lighter, but that real kind of warm that warmness to it versus the much warmer Sulawesi, it goes by preference. But I just love any bean from Indonesia, basically, is what I'm finding. Alright, so that pretty much covers our new product that we have out on the shelves. In terms of stuff coming in, we've got a couple new origins that we have set to ship in October. So I think y'all have come to learn that kind of like any good TV show, and by good I guess I just mean engaging plot line, no character is safe, and the same is true for our origins. So at any given moment, when we run out of one sack of one origin, there's a good chance we got others. So we've been going between ourselves trying to figure out where we want to go next, understanding that y'all like trying new origins. Y'all like trying new roasts. You like experimenting with roast levels. We had Angeline jump on Princess Magpul, go and look up some of since she picked the infamous Burundi roast, which if y'all hadn't ever got to try that was for the OG Misfits. Who knows if we'll ever find one the same. She went ahead and found a couple that look like they're going to be pretty good on the light end. Mad Chazler and I were looking at the same while we all sat down and had a nice Misfit meeting. And so we've got, from that whole runaround, we've got a Ugandan roast, 2 Costa Rican roasts, and one coming in from Bali, which is pretty fantastic. Those should be set to ship right around mid-October. We are also, because y'all are just knocking back all the Sulawesi that we've got, I think we are going to be getting another Sumatran after this, only because the Sulawesi is sold out already, which I'm really not surprised given how good it was. But hey, now this is where we get to keep growing and learning and make the Sumatran, still continue to stand out even with other beans from Indonesia. Alright, so that kind of wraps up our new products. Again, we'll be doing more in terms of our partnership with Planetary Design and all the mugs that y'all have seen from them. We'll be doing more videos in the future about the different businesses that we've worked with. Again, if you go to our website, www.misfit-militia.com or misfitmilitiacoffee.com, and go to our Misfit Businesses page, you can see all the people that we work with. I'll actually be doing some updates to that later this afternoon, but just so y'all know where you can find us, we'll be doing more discussions through these lives on what kind of businesses those are, what draws to them, because again, they all have very specific stories. We've stuck to doing small business, and it's been really cool to see just how diverse it is, but everyone with the same kind of mindset. Local business shops local. But on the note of those partnerships, one last thing I want to highlight before y'all go. So here in the wonderful state of Tennessee, one of the things that we enjoy is the ability to actually follow the Constitution and live by it more than a lot of other people. And I do specifically harp on the Second Amendment when I say that. We were approached a couple months back. Now, for any of y'all who have spoken to us for even 2 seconds, you can probably assume where we stand on our views with the NRA. However, there is an organization that's a branch of them, but not the same, that focuses specifically on helping kids learn to embody the Second Amendment and learn to understand and practice gun safety. That would be Friends of the NRA. So we became, a couple months back, a statewide sponsor for them. If you've heard us talk about it at all, you can see between the three of us just the passion that we have for it, just because it goes everything from young kids, teaching them to frankly just not be picking up firearms, as we should be teaching our children anyway. Don't just go and grab a random firearm if you find it, all the way up to the high school levels of kids doing Second Amendment oriented sports. They get scholarships. So it's so much of the money that goes to this group goes towards educating the children, which is something that we understand, especially right now. We need to be educating our children, we need to be educating our families, and making sure that the whole misguided concept of all guns kill people, all guns are dangerous, that is tossed out the window. We teach respect for our firearms, not fear. In partnership with that, we want to go ahead and show y'all, and if you come in and ask, the Friends of the NRA hosts a yearly banquet all around the state of Tennessee, and it's one or two other states along with that. And what it is it's basically just a raffle of guns. You pay an admission fee to get in. There's a bunch of games where you get to enter for chances to win different kinds of firearms, and the amount for the raffle versus what you actually get for each game is, like, if you were to win, it's astronomical. And the people that we've met there, just a bunch of truly passionate people about the Second Amendment and about teaching our families about it. This event will be on October 19th. That is a Thursday, starting at 5:30 p.m. That'll be at the Dyer County Fairgrounds. Why do we bring this up? Not only are we a sponsor, not only will we be there, but one of the raffles is a gift basket from us. All different coffee bags, coffee cartridges, our dog tag, a hat, bar soap. We put everything that we make in there, and it's just as a thing to be promoting a cause that stands behind something that we truly believe in. Sometime months ago, someone had asked us someone had asked on behalf of us, like, what and where we're donating to be furthering the things that we stand on. And this was an opportunity that came up not long after it, and it's one that we're really excited to be a part of, strictly because of the fact that it's educating our families on things with the Constitution and specifically the Second Amendment. $45 for a person, $90 for a couple, and $360 if you want to get a full table of 8. You have to be present to win anything that you would win from any of the raffles, the games, and all that. The basket that we donate has an auction, and if you win the auction, you get entered for a chance to win a custom firearm, which I'm going to make y'all come ask us about that to learn what firearm that is without, I'm not just going to tell you, because again, I love the lives, but we love seeing you in person. Alright, so with all that, I think that pretty much wraps all this up. You got to see the new labels, you got to see the new soap, you got to watch me drink coffee and throw papers across the room, and stutter while I talk in certain parts because talking to a camera is weird. And you got to learn about the Friends of the NRA event going on October 19th at the Dyer County Fairgrounds. So y'all go ahead and let me know, let us all know if this is something you like, if you want to keep seeing more lives like this. I'm probably going to do it anyway because I like to talk, and even though it's talking to a camera, I can talk for a while, especially when I've got my caffeine going. With all that being said, thank y'all for joining me for this, and if you're watching it after the fact, thank you for taking the time to actually make it to the end of this video. With that being said, stay free, stay safe, and stay caffeinated, Misfits.